Oh, how did you like the little video? It's all over the internet, more versions of it. Was during his parade, with the that old tank that needed some oil in its gears. You know, this is the same thing. Sorry for the lightning. Why am I showing you this video? Because apparently in the USA, in Fox News, I think this is allegedly. I didn't really watch the clip. Okay, or the clip. This was told to me. Apparently, they replaced uh, the booze and the noise with claps, also to mask the creaking of the tank. That of course it would creak. It's an old tank. Why wouldn't it creak? But they could at least put some oil in the gears or whatever, or perhaps not having a military parade at all, or at least have a decent one. Okay, around here they have military parades, in special days like the day of the 10th of June, Day of Portugal, the 1st of December, the Day of Independence, when we were 6 years under the Spanish. They have military parades, okay, and it's normal, but at least it's decent, okay. We don't have any creaking tanks or whatever the shit that was. And especially, we would not mask a president getting booed with bloody clapping. This is just to show you a little sign that something is very wrong with your country. Because when you start making excuses for your president for what he is doing wrong, instead of questioning the president, instead of questioning his actions, instead of demanding that he follows the law, when you start to do this, you are not living in a democracy, not even a mockery of one. You are living in a full blown authoritarian regime. This, for me, is a sign of an authoritarian regime. When I cannot protest politely, like I am doing, look, I'm not calling names to anyone. And even when I swear, I'm not offending people. Okay, when I say you're a bloody idiot, I'm just doing it because I don't like what you are saying. I don't like your attitude. It's just an emotional, verbal expression of my frustration with your behavior. I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying I think you're being an idiot. My opinion. But going back to the subject at hand, when you see things like this, if I was a president, I would be really questioning and trying to find out what am I doing wrong. Because sometimes people commit mistakes, commit errors, and they correct themselves. But these days, it seems that people are unable to admit when they are wrong. Me personally, I have absolutely no bloody issues in saying that I'm wrong, that I was an idiot. And what do I try to do? If I disturbed or damaged anyone, I try to apologize. I try to recognize that I will recognize to the person that I was wrong. If it was a personal behavior of mine that I find not correct, I do it to myself too, and I try not to do it again. You learn. This is life, okay? We are Look. Unless you are a little child, you have to learn that life is made of good things and bad things. Okay? Life is made of, for example, committing a mistake, learning and not repeating it. Life is made of not having all that you want. Life is made of having frustrations, of having issues, of having problems. This is what it means to be an adult. You cannot be a child forever. You cannot sit in your corner and sulk because someone doesn't like you. I know for a fact there are a lot of people that don't like me. Do you think I care about it? No. If I did no wrong to them, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm indifferent to it. Why? Because that is their issue. It's not my issue. They are the ones that are angry. Right now I am angry because I'm seeing so much uh, infantile behavior from adults that should act like adults and that act like spoiled kids. And I purposely wanted to show you this little clip that it's online, it's free, it's everywhere. It's in Reddit, in X, in Blue Sky. I think even in YouTube it's also here. Okay, it's everywhere. It's public. So kudos to the person that recorded this. Thank you very much for allowing us to make a point. And look, what the hell can I tell you more about this? When a person is so detested to this point, okay, if the actions of someone of a government is creating so much issues, so much troubles to everyone, you are bound to be doing something wrong. Don't tell me, oh, he's going against the tide, he's fighting the system. No, he's not fighting the bloody system. Fighting the system would mean, for example, for him to follow the constitution and reinforce it. That would be fighting for the system. That would be fighting for you. And also telling you harsh truths like the ones me and other creators are telling you, that is also caring for you. If I did not care about you, if I did not care about this, all of these issues in the world, I would not talk about it because I would know what the consequences are and that you are going to suffer them. You are already suffering them, and I would keep my mouth shut. Let them, let them stop. No, let them, let them go even deeper. And this is exactly, look, Europe, Canada, Japan, Korea, we are all still trying to tell you to go the right go the right way. Don't do this. Don't do this. But meanwhile, Russia, China, and every country that dislikes you, but actually dislikes you enough to want you to crash down and suffer, they are doing this. Okay? They couldn't be happier with the current situation. And meanwhile, you go to school every day and you do the fascio to your flag. Okay? Or you get all left wing and go into the streets and burn stuff and do shit instead of doing what you should be doing, which is forcing the system to work, forcing it. Look, read the Civil Disobedience in Baitoho. Go online and Google civil disobedience. Okay, not cooperating with the system, not cooperating with the system, not giving them truth is a very non-violent way of solving issues. Not cooperating, no collaboration. If you don't know this, at least here in school, we are taught that in case of the invasion of the country, our only duty is not to cooperate with the enemy. No collaboration, no cooperation, no peace, no solace. But from what I see in your media, you seem to be all happy about it. I know there are protests across the country. But we are seeing them right here in Europe, for example. We know they are happening. But you go into your news, Putin, Trump is going to meet Putin. Trump is doing this and doing that. That is another piece of shit that I will talk about after the idiots meet come this weekend. But I will only talk about it after it. But what I have to tell you about it right now is this is more gaslighting. And Putin could not be happier because the dumb Americans are giving him a freebie again. Aren't you nice? Aren't you nice? Excellent, America. Excellent. Well, I hope you are very proud of yourselves, okay? Okay, you want a cookie? For God's sakes. Oh, please wake up. Please, uh, please go back to being that pragmatic Americans that used to exist. Those people that were down to earth, that were practical. Go back to be that. Go back to being that person. That is the type of Americans that you need right now. You don't need this. You don't know. You don't need weaklings. You don't need paper tigers, like the Chinese say. Bye.